Hi, my name's Adele. I'm a communication student at Cornell, studying abroad at Yonsei University in Seoul, South Korea. My dorm is just a short walk from delicious local Korean food, my classes, and public transport, where I'm able to get anywhere in the city. So I'm fully immersed here in the culture and loving every minute of it. I'm taking one communication course here, media communication in Korea. It's been really interesting seeing the difference between this course and media communication at Cornell because it's talking about how it's implemented here in Korea and how the cultures are different. So we definitely talked a lot about the Korean wave and how Korean popular music and genres have been spread abroad and what those shows portray and how that's different from reality and the different issues involved with gender, social class, and violence. So it's been a really fascinating course. I'm also taking an intensive Korean language course for Cal students. If you're studying in a non-English speaking country, you have to study their language while you're there. You don't have to do it before. There's different options of Korean available here, but I decided to take the intensive to try to learn as much as I could. And now I'm able to introduce myself in Korean and more. I'm also in Understanding K-pop, which has talked about the history of Korean music, all the way from folk songs, rock in the 80s to today. It's been really fascinating to see how they've combined Western music and local styles to create the hybrid music culture that we know today that has been so globalized and very successful. And lastly, I'm in Korean art history. We're learning about cave paintings, pottery, Buddhist sculptures, paintings, and various art. I even picked up a Buddhist sculpture at one of the temples, Bangsa Temple in Gangnam. So I'm having a lot of fun, and now I'm able to identify this and talk a lot about it. Picking classes was fairly easy. Yonsei has a portal and you can narrow it down to those available to exchange students and ones taught in English. You can take courses kind of in the exchange international school or ones in the actual department where your classes come from. Most of mine for communication are in the exchange program. So I'm in classes with other exchange students from all over the world, and it's really cool to hear their ideas as well as the professors here. So I'm in two clubs here, the Yonsei Mentors Club and the Yonsei English Society. So for the Mentors Club, we got paired with one Korean mentor, put in a group with other international students, and it's a social club to get to know each other. There's people from all over the world in my club. In my buddy group, we've got people from France, Germany, Madagascar, Korea, obviously. So that's been really cool. Yonsei English Society is half Koreans and half international students, where we help them practice their English and get to know them and learn more about Korean culture. We have a retreat coming up, which is 2 days and 1 night. So I'm really excited to make deeper, more meaningful connections with Korean students. I heard this before I came, but it's very true. Everything in Korea is very readily available at convenience stores. I have two right next to my dorm where I could get anything that I need, any household goods, food. But the one thing I was told to bring to the country is Koreans typically don't have the gene which creates body odor. So they say to bring your own scented products like deodorant because it's a lot harder to find those here. But pretty much besides that, you can find anything that you need. And that's been really helpful, especially since I'm living in a city and I can't drive to go buy groceries. To have them right there is perfect. Public transport here is super easy. It's 1,200 to 1,400 Korean won, which is about $1 for each way you go. There's a large bus network and subways. Google Maps is not allowed for the most part in Korea due to security reasons. So they have their own app, Naver Maps and Kakao Maps, and that's helped me know which bus to take to get where. Most tourist attractions or big sites to see are about a half hour from where I'm located by bus or up to an hour. But you can always take a taxi if it's super far. Everything is pretty easy to get to. You just tap your bus card, your T-Money card, which you can fill up with cash at the convenience store, and you'll be on your way. I've made a lot of really good friends here, so I don't think I'm very homesick, but it is a lot harder to communicate with my friends back home. When I first got here, the time difference was 14 hours. Now it's 13 to the East Coast, where my family and my friends in Ithaca are. So dealing with that time difference, I have a clock on my phone and it tells me exactly what time it is then at the same time. And I just try to schedule calls with my family and friends. That's the easiest way to make sure that we can talk to each other. Because if I'm up early for class, they're heading to bed. So either way works well for chatting with family. And I just text them throughout the day and they'll get back to me eventually. And it works pretty well. So now I want to show you a bit more around campus and my day-to-day. Here it is.